time. You know? Remember the night?
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva and knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where you know I'm going to always be serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Hope everybody's 4th of July is going pretty good so far. I'm sure a lot of y'all probably not going to do nothing till probably Friday or Saturday, being that 4th of July is on a Thursday. So I don't think too many people are going to be doing too much today. Everybody's just going to kind of be chilling and relaxing. So on that note, I understand if you can't make it into my live, so I will leave it up for those who will not be able to catch it. So I'll leave the upload up for those who want to view it later. But I thought this was very, very, very imperative that I did this particular content. What's up, Iron? What's up, Simply Deep, and everybody else who's entering the chat? Appreciate you for coming. I thought it was very imperative that I did this particular content, being that this has been going on a lot, way too frequently these last couple of months. There are Black women that are single mothers that are resorting to committing suicide. They're killing themselves. If they're not killing themselves, they're killing their children, or they're killing both. And this is just a prime example. Is that a lot of people think these single moms out here are living the best life and think that they are really getting over. Um, yeah, I remembered that. Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Iron. Yeah, it actually came from Tina Marie. Tina Marie. None of these new school artists, none of them use their own stuff. They got to always sample something. But that's actually a sample of Tina Marie. Ludacris got it originally from her. But yeah. But that's who they stole it from. Nobody's original no more these days. Yeah, it's unfortunate that it's too many single moms that are killing themselves. And the problem is the Black community, and it's a lot of Black women, honestly, in the Black community. They're not being honest about being a single mother. They're not being honest of the struggles that come along with having to raise children by yourself, having to take care of children by yourself. And I know there's this misconception that single mothers have it easy because they get child support, they get food stamps, they get housing, they get all these assets. But the truth of the matter is, all of these assets do not take the place of having a father in a home, when you have to do everything on your own and all the weight is on you and all the burden is on you. It is very overwhelming. And I wish more Black women would be honest and tell other Black women that it is not easy being a single mother. We want to glamorize it, like I love my kids, I can take care of my kids, yeah, but all of that is very overwhelming. It can be very stressful, and it's a lot that comes along with being a single mom. What's up, Poetic? Good morning, hon. How you doing? I sent you an email, so check it out whenever you get a chance. Yeah, absolutely, Iron. Yeah, only real old school heads know about Tina Marie. I love Tina Marie. But yeah, that's what I'm doing this content on, because there's too many Black single mothers that are killing themselves. They are leaving their children here. They don't want to deal with the pressures of they don't want to deal with the pressure. They don't want to deal with the responsibilities of being a single mother. Now, starting with this case here, what's up, Rael? Good to see you. Hey, bro, what's good? What's good? Good to see you. What's up, Nadia? What's up to everybody coming in? I'm gonna try not to keep y'all too long. This 4th of July, I know y'all got y'all ribs on the grill. I know you getting our aunt to make that nasty ass potato salad. So I know y'all got stuff y'all got to do, and some of y'all so lame, y'all ain't gonna cook a nut. Y'all ain't gonna cook a damn thing. You just gonna pick up some paper plates and napkins from the dollar store. But it's all good. It's better that you do that if you can't cook. What's up, Cool Gent? Good to see you. Big ups to everybody in the chat. Up here, I'm going to try not to keep this content too long. I'm talking about single mothers that are committing suicide and killing their children. We have had too many issues happen within the last month. There's been several issues of Black women that are killing their children and killing themselves. This issue here, the first case I'm going to discuss is this lady that you see here, this young lady, rest in peace to Miss Holbrook. Mother leaves her 3 kids in car and jumps to her death off of bridge. Pennsylvania woman jumped to her death off of the Homestead Grace Bridge Friday after she stopped her car with 3 children inside. Stanley Allen Holbrook, 26, stopped her vehicle on the bridge, then walked into the railing and jumped around 7:20. Authorities stated her body was recovered around 9:15 p.m. Um, Woman stopped her vehicle in traffic on the bridge and went to the railing. Police discovered 3 children between the ages of 1 and 9 still in the vehicle. Children were taken to the hospital for evaluation and were turned over to the County Children, Youth, and Family Services. At first, they were not sure if all of the children were hers, but it's been confirmed that all of the children were hers. And the last thing that she posted on her Facebook, this was her last status, and she put in her own words, quote unquote, my kids are the realest ones on my team. The love they give me is unconditional. I'm blessed. I know it gets hard, but I signed up for this job. No matter the highs or lows, I'm always going to give them my all because my creator gave me each day to value them as and share the moments. Best feeling hearing mama, I love you. Mm. What's up, Tamika? What's up to everybody who's entering my chat? Yeah, right. Also, we have seen many stories of black women killing kids outside the womb. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And that's why I'm doing this content, Raw L, because it's a lot to why they are doing that. And it's unfortunate that there's not enough of sisters that's going to come on YouTube and be honest and really be transparent as to why so many black women are resorting to committing single, I'm talking about mothers in this case, single black mothers are resorting to suicide because there's not much glamour in being a single parent. It doesn't matter how much child support you get, doesn't matter how much food stamps you get, it doesn't matter if you get housing, it doesn't matter. The responsibilities of being a single mother does not, the rewards does not outweigh the responsibilities of being a single mom. It just doesn't. And I wish more black women would stop glamorizing it and making it seem like, oh, being a single mother makes you a hero because you can hold it down by yourself. You got it all under control. Because the truth of the matter is, all women are not built to be a single mother. All of us are not cut out for it. It's a lot that you have to deal with by yourself. And you, as a woman, you're going to have to be emotionally stable. You're going to have to be mentally strong because you are the children's provider. You are their parent. And if you're not married to any of the fathers, if none of the fathers are with you, that puts all of the weight on you as a woman, having to support and provide and take care of your children. And I don't care how much anybody loves their kids, when you have too many children by too many different men, you have them too young, too fast, it can really overwhelm you as a woman. And I really wish more women would admit it instead of going around here talking about woo woo, team single mom, because it's a lot. And these women are showing it every day. If it's so glamorous being a single mother, then why are women killing themselves and why are women jumping off the bridge? Why are women resorting to taking themselves out? And if they're not taking themselves out, they're taking their kids out. Now, this is with this story. I'm going to move on to the next story here. Now, this is a separate issue. Let me see. No, I want to show y'all the other one here. Let me see. Single mom twin. Okay, no, because I this is the other story. What's up, Rep? How you doing? How are you? Absolutely, as absolutely, Tamika, absolutely. But see, the reason I'm doing a story on this is because it's too many women that are having children that they really don't want. They don't want the responsibilities. They love the benefits of what a single mom gets as far as the child support, as far as the housing. They don't mind the benefits, but they don't want to deal with the burdens. And any woman that's a real mother, she's gonna not only going to deal with the rewards, she's going to woman up and deal with the burdens. She's going to deal with it. And when you're a woman and when you're a single mom and you're more concerned with the benefits instead of the responsibilities, this is what happens. You will resort to taking yourself up out of here because you can't deal with the pressure. Okay. Now this is the other story that I wanted to read to y'all about the Michigan woman who drove her car with two daughters into the river, killing all three. Says Michigan woman was with her 9-year-old twin daughters, drove a Chevy Impala down a boat ramp into a still murky part of the Kalamazoo River late Monday. By Tuesday morning, state divers have pulled the last body, one of the daughters, out of the water. Now investigators are trying to understand what was behind this unbelievable tragedy. The family wants to know and are still struggling with trying to know. The driver of the car was identified on Wednesday morning as Ineza Marie McClinton, age 44. So this ain't just young women that are doing this. These are older women that are also resorting to killing themselves and killing their children. Age 44, and the two girls as Angel Iona McClinton and Faith McClinton. The Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety said, interviews with the local television station, family members said Miss McClinton had 6 children. Miss McClinton's daughter, Ty Sharon McClinton, who is in her late 20s, according to public records, told the station that she was surprised by the news, but she said she was having some difficulties in her life. Tasharon McClinton said she was talking about she was tired and she was sad and she was lonely. The specific cause of death has yet to be confirmed. Now, this incident happened 3 days after the one I just told y'all about with the young lady, Miss Holbrook, who jumped off the bridge where her 3 kids parked in the car. Now, this is another incident here. Now, I didn't even know about this one until I dug up these other 2 stories. This goes to show you this is happening a lot, y'all, in the Black community. And people do not want to talk about stuff like this, but this is real. It's happening every day. We got all day to talk about fuckery and bull crap, but we're not talking about the real issues that are affecting the Black community. Now, this is a third case here. Mom charged with killing her 2-year-old twins, screamed at police to shoot her, had history of mental illness, and was facing eviction. Now, y'all, this happened June 28th, 2019. Didn't even know about this. This young lady here, you can see with her twin daughters. Long Island mom charged with murdering her twin toddlers and said she killed the girls with her bare hands and wanted to join them by drowning in the ocean. Court documents allege Friday. Tanaya Campbell, 24, made the chilling confession during a frantic phone call with her mom, Vanessa McQueen, around 2 p.m. McQueen said in a signed statement to police obtained by Daily News, Tanaya was hysterical, crying. She was sorry, but she didn't want to live anymore. Asked where her adorable 2-year-old daughters, Jasmine and Jadea, were. Campbell claimed they were already dead, the statement said. I killed them with my bare hands. The Medford mom told her Mastic Beach-based mother, who instantly used used another phone to call 911. All Tanaya would say was that it's too late. I killed my babies and now I have to be with them. McQuinton told police. At one point, she was going to find the ocean and walk into it and drown so she could be with her babies in heaven. McQueen and Campbell had been having a tough week and was acting very irrational and angry. Neighbor Alicia Pike told the News Campbell she had been struggling as a single mom and was facing eviction from the apartment she'd been sharing with her kids the last 6 months. Man who identified himself as a landlord said a court date for the pending eviction was set for July 10th. In a statement, McQueen said her daughter had a long history of mental disorders. You know what, people? Black folks, we need to stop pulling out the mental illness card. We are using that way too much. We want to use mental illness as an excuse as to why Black women are killing their babies. And they say the same thing when Black men are killing their babies. It's a mental illness or whatever. You know, ain't no mental illness. You know what this is? I'm going to tell you what it's called. It's called I'm a coward. I don't want to be responsible any goddamn more. That's what it's called. Exactly, Cogent. And this is the stuff the Black community needs to be talking about. What's up, Monica? Good to see you, hon. Got you. Appreciate you for stopping by. See, we have learned the black meat community, we have learned to pull out that draw fold card out the Uno deck for all too long. I am tired of hearing the excuse mental illness, but you wasn't too damn mental to sit there and lay and open your legs to produce these children. You was not mental then. But what it sounds like to me in this case, she was already facing eviction. So she got overwhelmed. And the fact that she got to a point to where she felt like she couldn't take care of her kids no more. She felt like she couldn't take care of her kids. And what a lot of black women have to understand is, first of all, the reason why the majority of us, the reason why we have to be careful when we decide to have children, and we decide to have children without husbands and without stable male companions who we know are going to help us to take care of these children we bring into this world. The reason why we have to be careful, because to be honest, as black women, a lot of us, we don't get a lot of support, and y'all already know that. Y'all come from families that really don't have your best interests. You know, you already know your upbringing. You know how your family is. As a woman, you have to be honest with your situations and your circumstances. Like, I knew I was never one of those women. I can never have a bunch of kids because I don't have a lot of support like that. Now, it is not to say that my mom, my dads are not there for me. They're there for me. I mean, make no mistake about it. If I'm in the bind, they will always help me out. Now, even when it came to my daughter, I've always had my family be there for me. I never had a problem with people keeping my daughter. Never had a problem with my mom getting my daughter. I've never had any problems with that. But I was realistic enough to know that if I were to have 2, 3, 4, 5 more children, that I was going to be on my own. And as women, we have to be realistic with our situation. If you didn't come from no rich family, you still got parents that are working. You know, parents can't even really be grandparents anymore because they have to work, they have to provide. And as women, we know this, and yet we will continue to keep having children knowing we really don't have a lot of support, knowing we really can't handle the weight, knowing we really can't deal with the responsibilities of it. Right, Altogether African American male female relationship class of college, we cover black women committed suicide who was successful but go home and empty houses, no men. Yeah, and see, this is the other part that I wanted to address, because it's not enough women in social media that are being honest with the struggles of being a single mother. And I hate the fact that there's not enough black women that are telling the truth. They're trying to glamorize it like, I don't need a man. I'm the mama. I'm the daddy. I can raise my kids by myself. I don't need nobody to help me. But behind closed doors, they are suffering and they are struggling, trying to do it by themselves. What's up, Era Black? Not making good use of simps who take care of them and get them money. That's why these men say want the crazy unstable life. Yeah. So as y'all can see, there's many stories. It's several stories. If you go on Google, it's a lot of stories of black single moms that are resorting to suicide and killing themselves and killing their children. Now back to the situation with Miss Holbrook. She said something very interesting in her Facebook post when she said, my kids are the realest ones on my team. The love they give me is unconditional. I'm blessed. Now, let me tell you what kind of stood out to me when I read this post. The problem with a lot of us as black women is we try to use our kids to give us love. It's a lot of women that are having children as a method in which they can get love from their kids that they can't get from other people. But the problem with this is, as a woman, if you are having children because you want somebody to love you, the problem is, if you don't love yourself, you are automatically doing your children a disservice. Because as she stated, her kids are the realest one on my team, and the love they give her is unconditional. But yet that meant nothing to her, because had it meant anything, she would have thought about them before she jumped off the bridge and committed suicide. And believe it or not, it's a lot of women that are having kids that they don't want. I see it every day. I see women having kids that they don't want. I see women having kids that they can't afford. I see it every day. Women are steadily breeding babies that they don't want in their life. They don't want these kids. What's up, Classic? Don't forget to check your email. I sent Kels an email too. So just respond back to that email whenever you get a chance. A lot of times as women, we put more on ourselves than what we could afford. We bite off more than we could chew. And I think what really happened in this case, I believe when this young woman committed suicide, to me, that was a coward ass way of dealing with her responsibility. And it's no disrespect to her and her family. God bless her soul. But that was a coward ass way of not being able to deal with the pain that you're going through as a mother. Because my thing is, why would you leave your kids here for somebody else to have to take care of? Because we all know everybody is not going to treat your children the way you treat your children. People are not going to love your kids the way you love your kids. So why would you leave your babies here for somebody else to take care of, where they can mistreat your child, they can molest your child, they can hurt your child, and you're not here to protect them? We see it every day. She made the decision to kill herself because she couldn't deal with the pressure of being a single mom. And another thing I'm starting to notice is that a lot of single moms are also committing suicide is because they still have feelings for the father of their children, and they cannot help the fact that the fathers of their children do not want to be with them like that. The fathers of their children are not in love with them. The father of their children have moved on. They are with someone else, and it's a stain that's left in their heart of resentment when the father of their children do not have feelings for them anymore. And it's a lot of women, they can't handle it. They cannot deal with it. Okay, no problem. I says to every man is just one and need a woman holding him down for a Nick Ray. Yeah, I agree, Errol. But this is what's going on, everybody. That's why I felt it was important, imperative that I shared this content. There's too many of women on YouTube that are glamorizing the struggle of being a single mom. And the truth of the matter is, a lot of these women that are single mothers, they are very, very lonely. They are lonely because they have all of these children that they have to take care of by themselves. And I don't care how much you love your children, but honestly, anybody that's a real single, anybody that's a parent can tell you, it's a lot taking care of children. It's a lot. And if you're not emotionally, financially, or mentally prepared or stable, basically you can get overwhelmed very quick. Also, there was the young lady who she put her two sons in the oven. She put her sons in the oven, and turned up the oven and killed them. We hear about these stories day in and day out. uh exactly. Exactly. And that's the raw, honest truth, raw L. It's a lot of women that have holes in their hearts. And see, this is the thing. Um, there's a lot of single moms, unfortunately. They have put themselves in a predicament that could have been avoided. It's too many women that are playing rush and roulette with their bodies, with their life, and with their future. As a woman, it is very important that you protect yourself and you protect your future. And the problem is, it's too many. We're in a society where women are becoming more and more overly sexualized, to where they see nothing wrong with sleeping with all kind of men. They see nothing wrong with not using protection. They see nothing wrong with that. And this is why there are more single parent there are more black single parent households than any other race, because we just have learned all together to just be negligent, to be irresponsible. We are not trying to own up to where we are failing ourselves as black women. And this is the issue that's going on. Now, back to the point that I was making. It's too many of us glamorizing the struggle of being a single mom, because again, we're told that single moms have it all. They get the child support. They get the food stamps. They get the housing. We've been taught, in society has put out this myth that black single moms got it easy because they get child support, they get all of these other assets. But the problem is these are just assets. They're not solutions. When you are by yourself as a mother, all of the weight is on you. Meaning, when there's no husband, there's no man, there's no male companion, and you have these 4, 5, 6, 7 little ones that you have to feed, all of that is on you. Okay? You have to do all the providing. Not only that, when these kids start having trouble, when they go to school, they cutting up, teachers having disciplinary problems, you're the one that has to deal with all of that by yourself. If your child gets sick or has a medical issue where they have to go to doctors almost every week, you have to deal with that. There's a lot of stress that comes along with single parenting. And I wish more black women would be honest and say, look, it is not easy being a single parent. I got all of this weight on me. I wish sometimes that I could be alleviated. And I strongly believe this is the reason why these women have resorted to killing themselves, like the lady I just told you about, 44 years old, 6 kids, and she took 2 of them, her twins, and drowned them with her. Because what happens is when you are a single mother, very rarely do you get relief. Single mothers rarely get relief. They don't get relief. As a single mom, when you have 6, 7 kids, who's going to keep 6 or 7 of your kids when you need a break? Who's going to keep them all? As a single mother, how can you afford childcare? Do you realize how expensive childcare is? And you have 5, 6, 7 little ones. See, this is the reality. See, nobody on YouTube wants to talk about this. We got time to address fuckery and dumb stuff, but we don't want to talk about these real issues in the black community. That a lot of us as black women, you're already putting yourself at an advantage. If you know you don't make a whole lot of money, you don't really need, you put yourself at a disadvantage when you have a lot of children. You put yourself at a disadvantage when you're not married and you don't have a stable man in your life and you keep getting pregnant every year. You put yourself at a disadvantage. You put your life at a standstill because what happens is your life is not about you. Your life becomes all about taking care of your children. You have no room to alleviate yourself. I have heard single mothers complain, and I've heard this now. I'm telling you what I heard. I've heard single black mothers complain that they never get a break. How many of us have heard single mothers say, I never get a break? Sometimes I just need some time out for myself. Sometimes I just need some me time. I've heard black single mothers say they need free time. How many of us heard that? And Raw L, you said a mouthful. Raw L said being a mother is supposed to be the reward. Motherhood should be the price. Otherwise, the woman had child for wrong reasons. Using babies to keep men will make you miserable. Absolutely. Absolutely. You said a mouthful. Exactly, wonderful Watson. What a lot of women are not understanding is you put your life at a disadvantage when you have all of these kids from all of these random men, and what it does is you suffocate yourself. As black women, we have incarcerated our own lives based on the fact that we are making very poor decisions with our lives. We're just breeding babies with anybody. And my thing is, if it's already hard with one, why have two? If it's already hard with two, why have three? If it's already hard with three, why have four? If it's already hard with 5 kids, why have 6? If it's hard with 6 kids, why have 7? Why keep having children from men who evidently do not want to be with you, who don't treasure you enough to marry you, if not marry you, be with you, move in with you, build a family with you, so y'all can build a family. Y'all just having random sex with men who just want to sex you, but they don't want to have build families with you. They don't want to build a foundation with you. Exactly, classic. What's up, Anthony? Exactly. It's just, you know, again, as black women, you put yourself at a disadvantage when you have all of these children and you don't have no support. As I stated, then we have the audacity to say, I need a break. I've heard single mothers complain, I need a break. I need some time out. Guess what? When you make the decisions to be a mother, there is no such thing as a break. There is no break. It's not about what you want. It's not about what you feel. It's about that child. We have too many it's a lot of single mothers. They want to be able to breed as many kids as they want, but at the same time, they want to have the privilege of being able to get a break when they want to break. They still want to party. They still want to go run the streets and have some drinks and be out with their friends and still go dating and stuff like that. And I've heard people say, "Well, I'm a single mom, so you mean I can't date? You mean I can't go out there and live my life?" And in a sense, you can live your life, but your priorities are different. Meaning, you can't go to the club every Saturday with your single friends. You can't be having all kind of dudes come in and out your house. Your kids seeing these different guys that none of them plan on sticking with you. It's a certain way you have to live your life as a single mother. And what's going on, I strongly believe, is that a lot of single mothers are feeling so lonely, even though they have their 5 6 kids. There's not many women that's going to be honest. Sometimes your kids loving you is not enough. You want a man, you want your own companion, you want somebody that's going to be there for you sometimes without you always having to be there for them. And the truth of the matter is, as a single mom, yes, you can be there for your kids, but at some point you're gonna want somebody there for you. Thanks, Craig. The tech guy says raw, no condom. Yes, Craig, you know my motto. I speak the truth over here, raw with no condoms. I don't use no Vaseline over here. I ain't soothing the truth over here. You know how we operate. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's just it's too much deception going on with these black single moms that are acting like they got it all under control, and as long as my kids love me, sometimes that's not enough. And this woman proved it. She said on her Facebook page that her kids love her unconditionally, but the problem was she wanted someone else in her life other than her kids. And the problem with a lot of single mothers, we try to use our kids to make up for the lack of love and attention that we really want from a male counterpart. I don't care how much you say you love your children, a woman is still a woman. Eventually, you're going to want a male companion of your own. You're going to want a man of your own. And I know a lot of y'all are not going to admit that. You're going to come up with your little single mom, slogans. I don't need a man. I'm my child's father and I'm their daddy. Yeah, all that sounds great and wonderful. But at the end of the day, even with all of that, you still want somebody who's going to want to be there for you when you need a shoulder to cry on. When times get hard, you need somebody to vent. You need somebody to talk to. I mean, we can't always vent to our girlfriends. And it's okay as a woman to have girlfriends to talk to, to have friends to talk to, you got family to talk to. But sometimes it's nothing like your own male companion. Sometimes you just want a different voice of reason. Sometimes you need that male counterpart that you can talk to, you know. But yeah, but as I was stating, what has happened is a lot of these single mothers are getting overwhelmed. They can't deal with the pressures of being a single mom. They want to be alleviated. They want to be alleviated. They want rest. They need a break. And in many instances, another problem is when you're going around here and you're breeding too many children from too many different men. Do you not realize that all of these men that you're breeding with have their own DNA? All of these different men that you're breeding with, they have their own DNA. Meaning that when you decide to have children, whether you are a man or whether you are a woman, you have to be careful with who you choose to breed children from. You have to be cautious of that, because everybody's DNA is not compatible. Oh, I know, Courtney, and you're absolutely right. What's up, Danny? Exactly. And then the problem is it's a lot of booby trap babies. It's a lot of booby trap babies, meaning a lot of these women are intentionally getting pregnant without the man agreeing to the pregnancy. That's another strike. That's another issue that is unfortunately, it's come back to haunt a lot of women when they're having children irresponsibly. And this is not to say that the man is not responsible. A man should use protection. A man should, be taking the proper precautions. But if you're in a relationship with somebody and y'all have an understanding that y'all not going to use protection, you don't deceive somebody by saying, I'm on a pill, I'm on birth control, and you lie to them. Now, it's different if y'all did not have that conversation. If y'all had that conversation and you are intentionally using birth control and you end up knocked up or you end up pregnant, then, this is another reason. A lot of women are suffering by themselves and having to raise kids by themselves is because they have produced children through deceitful means. And it's come back to haunt them. But the thing is, these women are not going to be honest and say that. They're not going to say, well, I lied to the man. I lied and I told him I didn't want no kids. I lied and I told him I'm on birth control. I lied and I told him I'm not, trying to get pregnant, knowing intentionally that I'm watching how I'm ovulating. I'm monitoring my menstruation. So when a time opportunity presents itself, I'm gonna make sure I trap him. And what has hurt a lot of Black women is they are producing children through deceitful means. And when you have produced a child through deception, you have lied to man, you have manipulated them and all of that, then what happens is you end up trapping yourself. And you're absolutely Delilah, because that's what happens. They try to trap the man, but they end up trapping themselves. But then you want to go on Instagram and talk about how all Black men ain't SHIT. He ain't no real father. He ain't no real daddy. No, you wasn't a real mother, because from the start, you should have not allowed yourself to get pregnant by a dude who wasn't solid with you. Some of these men, they show you up front that they're not even solid as a boyfriend. They're not even dependable or reliable as a boyfriend. And yet you will still play Russian roulette with your life and your future and get pregnant. And this is the reason why a lot of these women cannot handle the pressure. I knew this one particular woman, she intentionally got knocked up by this guy because she wanted to be with him. Knowing he was already in a relationship and he was wrong for messing with her, knowing he had somebody, but him and her had that type of understanding that it was a cut friend type of thing. There was no strings attached. Well, lo and behold, she decided to get pregnant. And this little boy is here, and this little boy has been straight chaotic. She's having all type of issues with her son. He's always in trouble in school. He's been in juvenile, and she wants this man to step up and be a father, because that's what happens to a lot of these single mothers. They will maliciously go out here and get children and produce children, not protect themselves, be irresponsible, be negligent, because as a woman, your body is your temple. You're supposed to protect your body. You don't wait for a man to offer to protect your body for you. Oh, well, do you want me to put on a condom? Well, oh, do you want me to use something? No, we can't. 2019, ladies, that excuse is not going to fly. I'm tired of Black women with that excuse. He didn't want to use anything. I told him that he didn't want to use nothing. I can't begin to tell you. I have heard not one, not two, but I've heard several Black women say this, and this really pisses me off. When I hear a Black woman says, he got me pregnant, I'm gonna have to have several drinks on that. I've heard Another black woman, I've heard black females tell me. I said, why did you end up pregnant again, knowing he wasn't even helping you with the other ones? And what I was told, I'm not lying. I've heard this excuse more than one time. I've heard grown ass women over the age of 30 who tell me he got me pregnant. I didn't want to get pregnant. It just happened. Ah. You heard that one too, Ruby? Oh, okay. So I'm not alone. Okay. I just thought I was by myself on that one. I've heard several black men sit up here and agree with you, Oakley, and then had a nerve to say they don't use condoms. Oh yeah. You guys too. I can't let y'all off the hook. Y'all love that. Y'all love to screw these broads with mental illnesses. No, they mental. No, they ain't emotionally unstable. But yet you will sleep with these women. You will sleep with them. You was creep to their house 3 in the morning. Yeah. I see that a lot too. But I hold the men maybe 20% responsible because I already know half of them slightly retarded. But when I see full-grown women who up here acting like high school girls, I don't know. He just got me pregnant. I don't know what happened. I heard a woman tell me I didn't even want to get pregnant. He made me get pregnant. I had a woman tell me this. Y'all think I'm lying, but I'm dead ass. Exactly, Delilah. And I heard mental ill. I heard women with mental illness got the best hot pocket. I don't know. That's what I heard. I ain't never had none of their hot pocket, but I done heard guys say that. And then y'all wonder why y'all life so miserable. Cause you done knocked up some damn lunatic. But anywho, uh Danny, you a mess. You a straight mess. That what's a lie, Danny? Because I would like for you to tell me what I lied about. Because I know I ain't lied about a darn thing on here. I've heard females say that. I ain't mean to get pregnant. He got me pregnant by accident. I didn't even want no more kids. I know some women who was already struggling with the 3 and 4 kids they had from the same dude who already wasn't taking care of the 3 or 4 that she had from him. And she turned around and get a 5th one. And then she had the audacity to turn around and say, I don't get no help. He ain't helping me. I don't get no real support. It's like women, we are allergic to accountability. I've heard women say that. My thing is, so you mean to tell me he didn't want you to get on nothing, even though he's never helping you take care of the kids y'all got, and you could barely get financial or emotional support from him, the kids y'all got. You're telling me he got you pregnant, so you couldn't sneak and go get on birth control and not tell him and just kind of kept it to yourself? I don't know, Danny. That's what I heard. I heard some guys say that. I don't know. I heard some guys tell me females with mental illnesses have the best hot pockets. I don't know, but I kind of believe it because them be the ones that got the most kids. So guess what, Danny? Somebody liking it. Somebody liking it. Well, all the chicks with mental illnesses got 6 kids or more. You men gonna have to learn how to use what's called self-discipline. Not discipline, discipline. I know they are easy to get. Like Hot Pockets, 2 for $5. I know they are. But that's the price. When you get something too easy, it ends up being expensive in the long run. When you get a female that's easy and now puts herself out there, first of all, whenever a woman is easy, there's a plot behind her easiness. She ain't being easy for no reason. There's a trap. There's something. She has a manipulative strategy behind why she's doing what she's doing. If she's that damn easy, it's because she's trying to get knocked up. She's trying to get another sperm deposit check. It's the reason she's easy like that. If it's too easy, something is wrong. You don't want anything that's too cheap. We all know that. Anything that's too cheap, it ends up costing you in the long run. But as I was stating, it's a lot of single moms that are killing themselves, because they can't handle the pressure of motherhood. They want to make it seem glamorous. Yeah, I know they do, Danny. I'm glad you're being honest. Yeah. It's not enough women that are being honest and transparent about the struggles of being a single mom. We're not keeping it real. What's up, my sincere? Yeah, long time no hear. I've been good. How are you? Any chick who is crazy and likes accountability now is going to ruin your life from the second. Oh my gosh, classic. If I could give you a whole bag of animal crackers right now, I would. Classic says any chick who is crazy and lacks accountability now is going to ruin your life from the second that condom breaks. Oh, yes, 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 yes. That need to be comment of the year. You and Raw L kicking the actual factual. That's the truth. Um, Again, you don't want anybody that's too easy. They too easy like that. It's a lot of it's a catch 22. Crazy coochie thing is absent mindedness about how serious things are, and that makes for uninhibited or crazy sex session with all the people look on for some level. Don't get her pregnant. Oh yeah, I agree, Era. Yes, it's a lot of black single moms. They're committing suicide because again, they can't deal with the pressure. They can't deal with the responsibilities, and it just goes to show it doesn't matter how much support you get from child support, you get from housing, you get from food stamps. At the end of the day, there are things that you're going to have to go through as a mother that the system is not going to be able to alleviate you from. And a lot of black single moms, a lot of them are overwhelmed because, like I said, they don't have no real support. So a lot of them, they don't even have real family to help them. And as a mother, as a woman, if you make the decision of having a child, before you make that decision, you have to keep in mind, are you willing to be able to do it on your own? Because you may not get that support. And I can contest, being a mother of one, it was very, very hard because I was used to having my freedom. I was used to coming and going. I was used to doing what I would like to do. And when this little one came here, I was not able to just do as I want to do anymore. And that was hard. Every decision I made, I had to think about her. Every thing I wanted to do, I had to do it with her. I could not just do as I want to do. Now that was with one child. Imagine these sisters out here with 2, 3, 4, and 5 of them. You want that break? You want to be alleviated? You want that time to be able to have for yourself? Guess what? When you become a mother, it's not about what you want. It's not about, I want to be with this kind of man and I want to have this kind of job. When you're a mother, you got to take whatever job you can get to feed your kids. And if you decide to have sex unprotected with men that you are not married to, or y'all are not in a relationship together, be prepared that if you lay down as a single woman, you're going to potentially become a single mother. You got to be able to deal with that. You can't just want to have a good time and bang all type of dudes raw. You letting all these dudes, break your back out. And now that the children are here, they're crying, they're overwhelming you. They always want your attention. It's things they want that you can't afford. You bring that type of burdens and stress upon yourself. Because again, as black women, we are looking at other black women that are not being honest. They're not telling you, girl, if I would have knew then what I knew now, I wouldn't have had all of these kids. Or I would have at least been married when I decided to have these children. Or I would have not had any kids till I got old enough or until I was in a better place. That's what kills me about a lot of us as Black women. We won't try to help other Black women out by being transparent and being honest and saying, sis, you don't want to do this. I'm dealing with it, and I tell you, it's wearing me out, it's draining me. Don't make the decision I made. A lot of Black women are not going to try to look out for other Black women and tell them the truth. We, as Black women, we like to glamorize our failure. We try to make it seem like it is not that bad. Oh, yeah, I got like 4 or 5 baby daddies and all, but guess what? I'm holding it down. I don't need no man. I got it all under control. I make my own money. I take care of my kids. I'm the mama, I'm the daddy. We constantly put up this front with each other. But behind closed doors, we are miserable. We're miserable because as Black women, we are having to do it all. We're putting ourselves in a position where we have to do it all. All of the pressure, all of the aggravation, because you decide to become a mother too young, too fast, with too many different men. And now you want a break. You need to be alleviated. And because you can't be alleviated, you don't have anybody that's willing to uplift you from the burdens. It's women that are committing suicide. It's a lot of Black mothers, they're committing suicide. For anybody who's just coming in the chat room, that's my purpose of doing this content. We have all type of women that are killing themselves, that are jumping off the bridge, because they can't handle it. They can't handle the pressure of being a single mother. They don't, they rather do away with the kids or do away with their life so they don't have to deal with it. But why would they do that? It's all about bringing the next woman down to her level of chaos so she has a friend. Absolutely, Lizzie. Absolutely. And women, we are prime candidates of that. I've been in friendships with other women. I had a particular friend at one point in time that would try to throw shade at me because I didn't have the same complications that she had. My life wasn't as complex as hers was, not meaning I didn't have things that I was going through personally that I'm still going through. But she was up as Black women, we get upset when somebody else can't share our failures, because you decide to have 5, 6 kids from from men who apparently, did not have your best interests at heart. And now that you're a single mom, you have to take care of all of these kids because you don't have the support, you don't have the male companion, you don't have, that real support. She would try to throw shade and get mad with me, because I was able to do certain things that she wasn't able to. Well, at least you can do that because you don't have no kids, and all kind of. I'm like, look, don't try to, you know what I mean, try to throw shade at me because you decide to take your life a different direction. That's what you chose. And I would sit up here and I would tell her about things. I'd be like, yeah, I ran into some old friends that we went to school with. They going on trips and they doing this and they doing that. She would get jealous about stuff like that. Oh, they going on trips and they doing this and by now they should be mothers. By now they should have kids. By now, I'm like, look here, all Black women don't want to have a household full of children. All Black women don't see a pleasure out of having a bunch of children from a bunch of random men. Believe it or not, some of us do want to have a decent life. All of us ain't on that hood rat type of mentality level because we see it around us every day. You see enough of hood rat behavior around you. You don't have to resort to it. You see what other Black women are going through who made poor choices. Why would you want to repeat those poor choices? What's up, GK? Right, right. Exactly. And see what it is, a lot of us as Black women, we have learned to put up this facade that we have everything under control, that we got it all figured out. And the truth of the matter is, with all of that behind closed doors, we are feeling the complete opposite of what we present. And it's a lot of that going on. When I see these stories, like I'm saying, I'm hearing about women who are jumping off the bridge and killing themselves, these single mothers. That's already letting you know that It's a lot of black women. It's not just her. It's a lot of black women that are on, a lot of black single mothers that are on the edge. If they ain't taking it out on themselves, they've taken it out on their children. There are some single mothers that are very abusive towards their kids, and they're taking all of their anger and frustration out on the children. They're beating up on the children. They're whipping the children. A lot of that is going on behind closed doors. All of these single moms are not being real mothers because, again, a lot of them are frustrated with the direction their life went based on the poor decisions they made, and they're not taking accountability. As I said, I used to work in the office with miserable women who would come for me because I didn't have kids. I mean, a lot of that goes on. And I said a lot of that goes on. And what's starting to happen is, it's too many of us as black women. We have just kind of learned to hide behind our pain through lies. We have learned to lie through our pain because that has become the mechanism of us covering up or are trying to put up this front for the poor choices that we made. Now I've seen it now, I see it all the time. Like I'm noticing there's all of these baby showers. This is another question. And I may lose some brownie points behind this, but why are so many single women having baby showers? This is a question. Why are we having more baby showers than weddings? Yeah, Era says some women I think are real mothers like that. Like they want a lot of kids and live around her doesn't make it right. But this type of being, yeah, see, Era, you have a point there. And what it is, having a bunch of children has become like a comfort. A comfort. Some women can only find value based on being able to produce. What's up, Seaport? Appreciate it, Savannah Seaport, for stopping in. Appreciate your presence. Some women do have a lot of children as a comfort or as a sense of accomplishment. You have some women who have never been able to accomplish nothing out of life but having children. Some women view it as a sense of accomplishment. They feel validated because they can have a lot of children. you know but and even with that era, it's only temporary comfort as a single mother, to be able to have a lot of children. And some women do love being a mom. I'm not gonna knock that. You got some women, they got 8, 9 kids, they take pride in mothering their children. Their children don't walk around looking dusty like they from a third world country. I mean, you got some women out there who are built to be mothers. But the problem is some of these women are not built to be single moms. That's why I brought up this situation to y'all with this young lady here who obviously couldn't deal with the burdens of being a single mom, so she killed herself. She took herself up out of here. And this is why I don't want any more black women being deceived or being manipulated into thinking that being a single mom is not a bad thing. You can handle it. You got it all under control, because it's not. It's women. It's a lot. It's too many black women that are killing themselves and they're killing their children. It's going on way too frequently. So they don't have it under control like they think they do. That's the thing. It's nothing but a front. It's a cover up, into making people believe, oh, I got it under control. I got 8, 9 kids. I got 5, 6 kids, and all them, my 5, 6 baby daddies or whatever, and I'm handling it. I got it under control. And the truth of the matter is, they don't have it under control. They're stressed out. They're tired. Yeah, it's a lot of single mothers that are having baby showers. And I seen one. I stumbled across a person's that I knew back in the day. She recently had a baby shower. Now I seen her have. I'll come back to this. I seen her have. She posted all the pictures of her baby shower, all the balloons, all of the decorations, all of this stuff. But all her friends was there, all of her family was there. But I was looking for the father. I'm like, okay, where's the father? When women do baby shower pictures, I automatically look for the father. I didn't see him there. So I'm realizing now the new trick to it now is that when women know that the fathers of their children are not dependable, what they do is they just make up for it through having a baby shower. That is the new thing. It's a lot of black single mothers that are doing that. The baby daddy probably in jail or probably just want nothing to do with her, won't help her. Yeah, father name be John Doe. Yeah, they already accepted that they're going to be single moms, so that's why they have these baby showers and there's no father. I'm like, okay, I know you didn't have this child by yourself. Where's the father? Where is he at? Why is he nowhere in the picture? And then the thing about it is we celebrate it. And this is not to say that a woman should feel bad about her pregnancy. If you're pregnant and you're with child, I think that's a beautiful thing. But we need to stop glamorizing the struggle. These women try to put it out there like it's such a wonderful thing. But behind closed doors, they are overwhelmed. They are stressed out because they really don't have no support. The men who they allowed to knock them up aren't real men. What wasn't in a relationship with them when they decided to produce that child. So she's already putting herself at a disadvantage. And the sad part is we see absolutely nothing wrong with it. We celebrate the struggle of having it ourselves. But then you have these women, like this young lady that I was telling y'all about earlier, who jumped off the bridge and committed suicide, Miss Holbrook. She was on Facebook bragging about how she loved being a mom, how she loved taking care of her kids, but then she turned around and she killed herself. She turns right around and she kills herself. Nowadays, a lot of women. Yeah, and I think so. GK, it's kind of becoming like a gimmick. It's kind of becoming a game, and this is the trick though. They lie and tell themselves they want to be single mothers, but the truth is, internally, they don't want to be single moms. They don't. They don't. But what happens is once you put yourself in the position to be a single mom, they have to convince themselves that it's okay, that I want to be a single mom. When really they don't want to be single mothers. They don't have a choice because when you letting all type of dudes raw dog you, you have an unprotected self, unprotected sex, you're being negligent, you're being irresponsible. You got to be a single mama. So what single mama is going to admit, oh, I love being a single, I love being a single mom. I mean, I love doing this by myself. Not many of them are going to be honest and say, this is too much. This is too hard. Of course, they're going to make the struggle look good. Of course, single mothers have to put on a happy face and say, it's all, I'm doing fine. I got it under control. I got it taken care of. I can do it by myself. When really they tired of doing it behind themselves. And the thing is, you don't really see what these women take their kids through behind closed doors. These women, what's up, Prince O'Mill? Good to see you. Women who love to glamorize being a single mom, they don't be wanting to be bothered with their own kids. Well, you see them in the club turning up every week. They're always in a club. I know women who got way more kids than me and be in the clubs more than I do. It's women that got 5, 6 kids and stay in the clubs way more than women with no kids. You know why? Because they really don't want to be a single mother. A mother is going to be home with her children. She's not going to be out turning up. She's not going to be out in the clubs still wearing dresses and tight trying to catch something. She's going to be home and mother her children. A lot of these mothers are having children that they're not ready to have. They still want to do them. They still want to run the street. They still want to go to the club. They still want to be able to get laid and do all type of unethical things that a single mother shouldn't be doing. A lot of them don't want to be single moms. They don't have a choice but to lie and sit up there and glamorize it and say, "Oh, I don't mind being a mom and a daddy. I don't mind taking care of my kids by myself." It's a lie. Trust me, they mind. They don't want to do it by themselves. They don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. Don't let any of them fool you for a second into thinking they like being a single mama. It is a lie. Don't no woman want to raise no 5, 6 goddamn kids by herself. None of these women are goddamn Power Rangers. Don't believe it for a second. They still want men. They still want to be loved. If it's all about kids, then why the hell they be out to the club? Why the hell they be on cruises? Why they be out of town and still going out and doing things with their friends and stuff? Why they not home keeping their children and reading their kids bedtime stories and baking them um chocolate chips, cookies, and cakes and stuff like that? Because they ain't really about that life. It's all a front. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And again, a lot of these single moms, they're lonely. Because think about it, a woman is still a woman now. I don't care if she has 6 kids, I don't care if she got 7 kids. A woman is still a woman. You still want to be desired by men. You still gonna want a man or relationship. You're gonna want a companion of your own. So this is so this is another disadvantage for them. When you are a woman with a lot of children, men look at you as a liability. They look at you as a liability. You're not dateable material as far as they can see it. It's not too many men that's going to walk into a woman's life with 5, 6 kids and pick up where the last dude left off. It's not too many of them that are going to do it. But at the same time, these women, they are still on a hunt. They are still looking for men that are willing to accept their situation. And believe it or not, every once in a while, you'll get a guy that will accept a situation. Now, the guys that do accept the situations are usually like low common denominator type of dudes. Ain't no guy that got making good money and got nice cars and got his nice home. Ain't too many of them going to do it. Now, the upscale brothers, they ain't going there like that. But these Pookies and Ray Rays, they will. A Pookie and a Ray Ray will move in with these single mom thoughts and crash right on her sofa and drink up all the kids' Capri Suns, eat up their Cheetos Puffs, you know, while her sofa watching the Netflix and Hulu, and she's okay with that because she already knows her options are limited. She can't go out there and just get any man she wants. She got to take what she can get. She got to get a build a bum. Y'all know my favorite word. She got to get a build a bum. She got to pick up a project. She got to pick up one of them Salvation Army dudes that don't mind you donating their dick. Basically, that's what it boils down to. She got to deal with somebody that's willing to donate dick to her, feel sorry enough for her, or just want to use her. And meanwhile, she's losing in the process. She's not really benefiting. Yeah, Kels, there's too many women that are glamorizing the struggle, promoting single motherhood, knowing good damn well behind closed doors they tired, they stressed out, they need a break. Yeah, Delilah, he coming up in there, he drinking up all the kids' Capri Suns, he using up all the damn toilet tissue, he drinking up all the kids' Kool-Aid, you know, he eating up all the damn fruit snacks. He driving her car all day, burning out the gas, won't even pick up her kids from school on time, won't even pick up the kids from the daycare center on time. Hell, I know some of these builder bums, they will pick up the woman late in her own goddamn car. How you gonna pick up this woman late in her car? And then bring it to her with the gas light on. When she done put in her whole paycheck, she done filled up the tank so she could so you could take her to work all week long and not even have to stop to the gas station to fill up the gas tank. It's ridiculous. When you put yourself in a position, when you become discardable as a Black woman, when you put a lot of responsibilities on your plate, when you have a lot of children or you have a lot of emotional baggage or both thereof, what happens is you put yourself in a situation where you are not that marketable in dating, where basically you got to accept what will ever accept you. And the only men that are going to accept you are the men that are from the army. And I'm not talking about the real army. I'm talking about Salvation Army. Ah, what's up, Anthony? Appreciate the $5 donation. Anthony says, would a woman really respect a well-to-do brother who decides to settle for her while knowing he could do a lot better? Let's see, would a woman really respect in some cases, it depends on the woman, Anthony. Some women, when they meet men that are of quality and are of substance, depending on her mindset and depending on her motives, if she's a woman, if she's in that mindset of wanting better for herself, she's tired of playing games, she's tired of going through all these relationships, not getting anywhere with all of these guys. If her mindset has changed and she's on her grown woman, then most likely she will respect a to do well guy, because she's at that stage in her life where she's tired of games, she's tired of bullshit, she's tired of guys running through her, she's had enough of it, she's ready to be somebody's woman and build a future. Then a woman on that level of thinking, yes, she would want that. She would be respectable of a man who's willing to settle for her, even though she knows he can do better. Even if anything, she'll be even more grateful and will never, to the best of her ability, give this man a hard time, because she knows all of what she had to go through, and she knows the real struggle out there with getting a good man. So any woman who values this and who has gone through enough in life and her mindset has changed, then yes, she would value a man if that's where her mindset is. Now, on the other hand, if she's one of those gimme type of broads and it's all about her and what she wants, she's only out to get what she can. She using brothers. She's taking advantage of them. She's still on that thought mentality of, I'm gonna get what I can get from this dude. This and that. Then no, she's not going to respect. And most of the time, these females are more so like the hood rats. They are the possums. Females that have this little level of thinking, they're more like the possums. They're more like the hood rats. They're like the low common denominator type of females. These are not the grown women. Yeah, they sack chasers. Oh, that's a good one, Seaport. I'ma use that one. What's up, Spud? What's up? They wait till they get 5K. Yeah, pretty much, Spuds. It's sad, and by then they're discardable. Okay, Anthony, thanks again for another $5 donation. Wouldn't that bag outweigh the change woman mindset? Could you need to elaborate on that just a little bit more for me? Anthony, wouldn't the bagged outweigh the change mind? Yeah, just rephrase that for me so I can understand what you're saying. What's up, Turf? Good to see you. How's it going? Yeah, scabs, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, it's sad that unfortunately, most women, the majority of them, they really don't change their outlook on life until they become discardable, basically. When they have too many kids from too many different men, they done been around the block more than an Uber driver. Usually when they done got burnt out and ran through, um when life has pretty much put them in a dick drought, they got to take what they can get, because I mean, reality has hit them. They don't have it like that no more. They can't just go out there and start all over. So unfortunately, that's the only way they learn. Okay, Ethan, baggage. Okay, wouldn't the baggage outweigh the change woman mindset? Not necessarily. Not necessarily, Anthony. You have some women, in some cases, it don't matter how much baggage they got. Their mindset has not caught up with their reality, if that makes any sense to you. It's kind of like, to give you an example, it's like a man who been in and out of prison all his life, going back and forth to jail. You would think as he get older, he would get tired of that, right? You would figure he's in his 50s now. He should be tired of the resorting to the criminal lifestyle. But guess what? He hasn't. You know why? Because his mentality has not caught up with his reality. A lot of us in the Black community, the reason why it don't matter how much we go through, It don't matter how much baggage we got until your mentality catch up with your reality, then guess what? You're going to do the same thing you've been doing. That's what it boils down to. When you this take it destroys her view on whether she becomes a target, weak and vulnerable for her. Yeah, absolutely, Lizzie. Women that have basically made themselves discardable. When they have resorted to lacking self-worth, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out. That's what they do. Once a female's value has been depreciated and she no longer sees any wealth in herself, she sees no more worth in herself, she would take on to anything. Because at that point, desperation has set in. And once desperation sets in, desperation has a way of playing on a woman's intelligence who lacks low self-esteem. Women who reach the point of no return, to where they got all of these kids, they got all this emotional baggage, they got all of this drama in their life, they know dudes who got it together ain't checking for them. Dudes that are well off, dudes that have substance, dudes that got their own cars, making good money, they are not going to be checking for females like that. This is what you men have to understand. I hear men ask this question all the time, and I said it on one of my other contents. Why do women, black women, some of these black women, why they keep picking up bums? Why they keep picking these builder bums, these squares, these low common denominator dudes? You know why? Because the men who got their shit together don't want to be bothered. You men who got good careers, got good jobs, y'all got nice houses, nice homes, nice cars, y'all really stable, you doing financially well, you ain't about to pick up the no common denominator broad, and y'all know y'all not. So what they got to work with the build the bums, they got to work with the Pookies and the Ray Rays. They don't have a choice. Are y'all going to pick them up? No, you're not. Exactly, Anthony. It's a liability. Yeah, the kids become a liability. They do. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Once a woman has put herself in a situation, a certain type of situation, her mindset, depending on the situation, her mindset is not where it needs to be. Niggas be like 3 hearts and a cotton bills. I'm good. Turf says, I wholeheartedly concur that these case situations, but many haven't progressed fully into adulthood from both genders. Absolutely. Yeah, that's another issue with the black community. It's a lot of us, and I'll more so speak on from a black woman's perspective. It's a lot of black women that have not developed fully into their womanhood because they made a lot of womanly decisions during their youth. And what happens is this throws the psyche out of order. This throws the genetics out of order. What's up, Juniper? What's up, Dion? When a grown woman, let me put it this way, when a young black woman, let's say a young black female, she's between the age of 13 through 16 years old, and she starts making womanly decisions, meaning she's already sexually active. Okay. She's already become a mother. All of these things that should have not taken place in her life during this stage, it throws off her mental imbalance. When a young woman is forced to grow up way ahead of her time, this throws off her mental and emotional imbalances. And this is the reason why you have a lot of full grown black women over the age of 30. You notice, hell, some of them closing their 40s. They still doing a lot of childish things that a lot of young girls would do. It's women in their 30s, middle 30s, early 40s, acting like little girls, screaming, lashing out, throwing tantrums, because you got to realize she damaged her childhood by making herself become a woman at such a young age. And a lot of this is going on in the black community. When I see black women acting out, I see them doing stupid stuff. I see them being argumentative, combative. When I see a black woman acting out in this type of form of fashion, This lets me know something happened to her during her childhood that's still causing the little girl in her to still mentally linger around. Something happened. Now, I don't know if she was raped, molested, something happened in her youth that made her have to force up and become a woman. Now, in all cases, all Black women have not been raped or molested. So some of these women, some of these young females automatically but participated in thought behavior at a young age and promiscuous behavior at the age 12, 13, 14, 15. When you partake in promiscuous behavior, you are already tainting your youth. And that is the problem. We have a lot of overgrown women who have lost their childhood based on the simple fact that they have made adult decisions when they should have been children. Um, mm. My parents told me if I made grown folks choices, I would be out the house. Absolutely. They don't raise children. Absolutely. And what it is a lot of Black women, our psyche is damaged because a lot of us have been handicapped at a young age. It's a lot of Black women, they had mothers that didn't teach them how to take accountability. They have fathers. Whoever raised them did not make them take accountability at a young age. Hell, we see that now. See how many grandmamas keep their kids while their daughters go to the club? You see how often that happens? Where a lot of, and this is why when some of these Black women become full-grown women, they get attitudes when they get called out. Because you got to remember, they have gone the majority of their life not being called out. They have had parents that have enabled their ratchet behavior. They have had fathers that was not in their lives to call them out on their ratchet behavior. So this is what happens. It's like she can't even see my plan, see what I've built and continue to build. And you know what, Juniper, and it's a lot of Black men that have that issue with Black women that are not seeing their potential. It's a lot of Black women that are not having enough faith in their Black men. They're not really trusting in them and they're not believing in them. And a lot of that, what you men have to understand, the reason why a lot of these Black women don't see your potential as a good man, they don't see where you're building, where you're growing and you're developing. Believe it or not, a lot of that comes from the fact is she don't see any real potential in herself. She doesn't even believe in herself. I don't care how good a woman looks. I don't care how many degrees she has. I don't care what car she's driving. You have a lot of women that got all of these credentials, but that don't mean they have any self-worth. A lot of time these credentials, they're nothing but little display items to make us look like we're worthy, make us look like we feel valuable. But in behind closed doors, with all the image, with all the materialistic things we have to show for, it's still a woman underneath that does not feel worthy. And I agree with that, Courtney. That was the other point I was going to make. That some women are jealous of their own men. You have some women. The thing about it is that's why it's important that if you decide to get in a relationship with somebody, you get with somebody that understands your struggles and understands what you're trying to do. Because you don't need to bring somebody on board that's jealous of your ambition because they don't have any. And this goes both ways because I done seen some men be jealous of Black women, be jealous of their own woman because she got a good job, she got this, she got that, all because he really don't have nothing going for himself. And this is the thing, sometimes when you have a mission and you have a goal, you have something you're trying to accomplish, you need to make sure that you and that person are mentally on the same accord with that, because you don't want somebody up here that's hating on your progress, that's being envious of what you're trying to do, and y'all supposed to be a team. And that's a problem with a lot of Black men and Black women. When it comes to relationships, we're too busy trying to compete with each other instead of complete with each other. That is the problem. It's always the man. He wants to overly dominate his woman because he's an insecure little boy underneath, Or it's always that woman who wants to try to overly dominate that man because she's an insecure little girl. We have a lot of black men and black women that are so goddamn insecure and childish. And the problem is a lot of y'all are still suffering from things that occurred in your childhood. And you have not gotten any psychiatric or mental or spiritual help. The problem with black men and black women, we got too much pride to go get some like a psychological help because we want to act like we got all the goddamn answers. You know what y'all doing? I'm gonna tell y'all what y'all doing. Y'all will go on YouTube and listen to people promote fuckery before you go to see a professional therapist or a psychiatric evaluist, an analyst. Y'all will go listen to garbage before y'all go get some real spiritual and psychiatric help. And you wonder why you can't grow, and you wonder why you can't mentally or spiritually develop because you're not taking your issues, you're not dealing with them by getting help. Instead, you're going to places where people are poisoning and tainting your mental and your psychological abilities. We have a lot of that going on. Yeah, it's a lot of it's in the problem with black men and black women. The reason why a lot of us can't get it together because for one, it's a lot of us, we're coming into relationships broken. We come into each other's lives broken. It's a lot of black women that are not being honest with the black men that they're in a relationship with. They're not telling their husbands, they're not telling their companions things that they have experienced as a child, things they have experienced as a little girl. She's not being honest and saying that she's still psychologically damaged from previous relationships that she has gone through. No, what she'll do is she'll just cover that up by being bitchy, being combative. And whenever I see a black woman that's constantly being combative and bitchy, always quick to pop off, a lot of that comes from the fact that she's dealing with a whole lot of hurt behind all of that. That's what it has everything to do with. It's a lot of psychologically damaged black men and black women in the community. And you know what we do when we come together damaged? All we do is we continue to keep damaging each other. That's what we do. Even after we split, I was there for her and encouraged her to speak counseling, but I'm no psycho. No, and that's the thing, turf. The problem with you men, y'all think y'all could conquer everything. Okay. Men, y'all are so used to winning at everything. Men, y'all are so used to being able to accomplish everything. Men, y'all don't handle failure well. Y'all don't handle failure very well. So even as men, you cannot fix every project. Meaning that every woman you meet, even if you have a love for her, even if you see her potential, that don't mean you can fix her because you are a man. And especially men that are successful. And I don't mean successful as far as you got to be a lawyer, you got to be an attorney. You just an average man. You used to being successful. You used to accomplishing things. The last thing a man wants is to see a woman he really loves not believe in him and not be able to get herself together. A man is going to struggle with that. But what you men have to realize is I don't care how big your biceps and your triceps are, and it doesn't matter how great your stroke game is in the bedroom, you still cannot fix a damaged woman because some damages are beyond capacity. You can't fix it. I don't care what you buy her. You could buy her a brand new Toyota Camry. You could buy her a brand new home. You can buy her all type of things. But guess what? She's just going to be a damaged woman with a new Camry, a new house, and a husband. It's shame. Yeah, and let me see. And another thing is some things is as when it comes to dealing with these type of women, turf, it just boils down to until we learn how to fulfill ourselves as whole. As women, we have to learn how to make ourselves whole. The problem with a lot of women in the black community is we're not whole. A lot of us are not whole. And we get with other men looking for y'all to help us to bring that other half so we can feel whole. You don't want a woman that's half. And you got to add your half to make make her feel whole. It's better for you to get a woman that's already whole, and same thing for you women. You don't want a half man. The only way he could find wholeness is if you as a woman, you all of that automatically validating him, stroking his ego. That's the only way he could feel whole. I tell black men and black women, you do not want somebody where you have to constantly keep making them feel like they whole. Because the moment you disappoint them, or you can't constantly fill in that void of making them happy, that's when you're going to have to deal with all the chaos and the drama. You can't make somebody, it got what a lot of people not understanding, it got nothing to do with love. You can love somebody all you want, but if that person does not have self-love, it does not matter. Love starts internally. If I feel empty as a woman by myself, and if I'm feeling empty by myself, I don't care what man comes into my life, he's only going to be able to fulfill my voids, but so much. A lot of y'all have people that are coming into your lives emotionally damaged and still have not healed. We have a lot of people that are going into relationships knowing they have not healed. Whenever you're dealing with a damaged woman, a damaged man, there's nothing, you can't do nothing with that. And you start beating yourself up. What's up, my sassy diva? You beating yourself up as a woman, wondering, what could I do to make this man love me and appreciate me? And men, I doing everything. I'm working. I done bought this house. I done bought this car. The problem is, what you men have to realize is sometimes it's not material things that's going to make a woman a whole woman. The only way she's going to become a whole woman, she's going to have to do some spiritual healing on her own. There's not enough sex you can give her. There's not enough compliments. There's not enough attention. A lot of people have to fulfill their own voids. You cannot fill other people's voids for them, because you're going to get drained emotionally and physically trying to fulfill somebody's voids. Oh, thank you, Great Britain. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. No problem. Thank you for coming in. That's the thing. We think we could fix everybody. Certain things, certain people got too much damage far beyond capacity that you can't fix. I had a guy was saying, tell me that he might as well find someone else because I have plans for the night already. I said, you do that, and hung up the phone. He knew my yoga schedule. Exactly. We have people, you have people, they want you to be their everything. And don't get me wrong, I think it's wonderful for a man and a woman to be there for each other, love one another. But some people, they want you to be everything to them. And you can't be everybody's everything. You just can't. Some people gonna have to learn how to be whole, even if you ain't there all the time, even if you can't talk to them all the time. Absolutely, Lizzie. I jotted some more right to say, yep. She was seemingly functional until layers of insecurity peeled themselves back. She was, and it's a bohemian pageant queen, yes, until she was kept down. Yeah, and then you have to realize too, there's another thing that some of you black men are up against when it comes to dealing with black women. When you have black women that have been in multiple abusive relationships, and sometimes it doesn't have to be multiple. It could just be one abusive relationship. Rather if it was her father who was verbally and mentally abusive, rather if it was her first boyfriend, her first love. And the problem is when a woman has experienced a certain significant amount of damage and she does meet a guy that is the complete opposite of that, a man that's not verbally abusive, a man that's not physically abusive, it's like a culture shock. She does not know how to receive a man that is good to her, because it's unfortunate that once a woman has experienced abuse, that is the language she's the most responsive to, because abuse, it damages your psyche, it rewires your psyche to the point to where most would think that a woman that has been abused would not want an abusive man. She would be grateful to have a man that's not abusive and doesn't display any of those characteristics. One would think that, but you have to realize once a woman has experienced a certain amount of abuse, it damages her psyche, it rewires it to where she's more comfortable with a man that's abusive towards her than a man that is non-abusive. And you as a man, you're going to look at it like, well, damn, I'm better than her than the last dude was. I'd have been there for her. I'd have supported her. What it is, that abuse reprogram her psyche. And until she gets psychological help for that, her mindset is going to continuously be imbalanced. It's going to be wired. It's going to continue to be wired incorrectly. That's what it boils down to. Pregnant even actions can be cured, can be, but without those wounds, absolutely classic. And that's the problem. We have a lot of wounded black women that are very beautiful. We have a lot of black women that are very attractive, very beautiful. And when you get with these type of women, and we know, because in relationships, the real deal about people starts coming out. You start seeing all of this stuff that's going on and everything and whatnot, because evidently there's some issues that she has not healed from. Only thing you can do with that, if you are a man and you're in that situation, don't try to be Mr. Fix It. Only thing you can do is then encourage her to seek counseling. If you got to pay for counseling behind her back, and just tell her, look, I already made arrangements. You can see her when you're ready. I just think this is something you need to start from here. You got to start from somewhere, because you can't walk around here being damaged and holding hostage in your heart all your life. I took the initiative. Now it's up to you if you're gonna walk through the door. And if she's still not receptive to that, then it's been a lost cause. Yeah. Oh, I'm not surprised, Turf. It's a lot of black women. It's a lot of them that's sitting around here normal and are still suffering from things that happened in their childhood. They didn't get no help. Didn't get no help. Didn't get no counseling. It's sad. We have a lot of black people within the black community. They got too much pride. They don't want to get no counseling. Yep. Hurt people hurt people. I say that all the time, Coogent. Hurt people hurt people. And then you have some women, they just drawn to drama. It ain't necessarily mean something psychologically happened to her that damaged her. Some women are just drawn to drama. They grew up in a household full of drama. They was raised by a mother that had a life full of drama. So they're used to that. It's normal to them, they don't see nothing wrong with it. Some women are drawn to drama. But yeah, I know we've been kind of going a little bit all over the place. But initially, when I started this content, it's about these single mothers, that are killing themselves and resorting to suicide. There's a lot of suicide that's going on in the black community. Kujin, if you have that suicide number, put that in the chat for me if you can. I just talked about this a couple of weeks ago. No, not even. I think like last week, I talked about suicide within the black community. A couple of YouTubers who done killed themselves. So it's starting to become an ongoing problem. Suicide is not just a white problem. Suicide is not just a poor person problem. Suicide does not discriminate. Suicide can target anybody. It's very important that if you are dealing with issues of depression, don't think you're too much of a man, that you're going like a punk, you're going like a wuss. If you reach out to somebody and say, I'm having suicidal thoughts, I'm quite sure they would rather you come to them than to find out the next day you done hung yourself, you done shot yourself, when the only thing they can think of is why he didn't come to me, why he didn't tell me this was going on. And same thing with women. As a single mom, I don't care if you feel like there's nobody there for you. I don't care if you're not getting all the attention you want from the baby fathers. I know it sucks. Your family's not really helping you. Nobody won't keep the kids for you so you can get a break. You don't get along with the father of your children. Only thing I tell these single moms out here, if you know you are on the edge and you do have somewhat of a relationship with the father of your children where y'all can't talk and y'all can't communicate civil from time to time, I advise you as a woman to swallow your pride, Put all your personal hate for him aside. Stop worrying about him with his new wife. Stop worrying about him with his new woman and all this and that or whatever. If you know you need some time for yourself, please reach out to the fathers of your children. And I've seen some women in some cases where just for them to get a peace of mind, they would give the fathers custody of the children just so they can have some time to themselves. The problem with a lot of Black women, they need to stop focusing on child support and more so focus on getting a peace of mind. If these 3, 4 kids are driving you crazy to the point you're getting overwhelmed, you're getting stressed out, you can't take it no more, before you resort to taking your life like these women are doing, you're taking your life and killing yourself and all, why won't you save yourself the trouble and reach out to the father of your children? I don't understand. Some women got so much pride, they so hateful and so mean and nasty, they won't even contact the father of their children and say, I need you to help me out, you know, uh, take custody of our kids for a little while until I can mentally and emotionally get myself together. Appreciate it, King Bye. I don't understand why some of these sisters out here, they would rather be miserable and keep the child support than reach out and call the father of their child and say, look here, I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, because you can't put price on the peace of mind. I don't care how much child support you get. If you're overwhelmed and you're stressed out, you may need to let your children go with their fathers and be with their fathers for a little while. Stop the child support and let the father have the kids for a little while, just until you can mentally get yourself back together. But see, a lot of y'all are not going to do that because you're worrying about the child support. A lot of these women, they're not going to do that. They're not going to let the fathers get temporary custody or full custody. They're not going to do that. Instead, they're going to suffer in silence and resort to killing their kids, killing themselves. We got too much of that going on. All because you got too much pride to reach out to the father of your children. Let's see. Yeah, that's very true, Lizzie. Very good point indeed. Very good point. They don't want the man to get the kids outside of visitation visit scheduled by the courts. Yeah, absolutely. And this is why a lot of them are so miserable. A lot of single moms are so miserable because they know they need a break, but they so mean, nasty, and malicious. They won't even call the father of their kids and say, look, I don't care about what we went through in the past. I don't care that you don't like me. I don't like you. I need you to get these kids for a while so I can have a break. I need a break. If these single moms, y'all got too much pride to ask for a break, then guess what? You're just going to mentally break down. That's what's going to happen. When I'm seeing single moms killing themselves and drowning their daughters and stuff like that, that already lets you know that that's a very, very troubled woman. We have a lot of troubled Black single mothers in the community that are trying to act like they got it all together, that they're not suffering. You don't want the kids to be a part of their father's lives because you're too busy being bitter and holding on to hate in your heart. Now, like I said earlier, this is the woman, for everybody who's just chiming in. This is the woman here who killed her twins. She killed her twin daughters um by driving her car into the river um with both of them in it. I don't know why my internet. What's up, Dustin? Happy 4th to you as well. Appreciate that. She couldn't handle the pressure. She guess it crashed on me. She couldn't handle the pressure of having to raise and deal with these children by herself. She took herself out of here. She didn't want to deal with it no more. Yeah, and it's a strange thing to wonder, Delilah. I often wonder the same thing. I'm wondering, okay, the only thing that I could come up with for women wanting to kill themselves, now this is crazy. My only theory is a couple of theories. When a single mom resorts to killing her children, either she's killing them because she don't want to cross over to that other side by herself. Does that make any sense to anybody in this chat room with what I just said? If it doesn't, let me know. I think that's one reason. I think she at least wanted someone to go with her, if that makes any sense. Because she knew she was going to have to cross over. And she wasn't woman enough to cross over that side by herself. That's one theory that I'm thinking. Where's the other one? The other theory is maybe she did not want to leave her kids, too many of her kids here for them to be left on somebody else. You have some single moms that have committed suicide and taken their children with them because they don't want their kids being left behind on family. It's kind of like, well, I know they didn't want my kids, which that's probably the reason why she took her kids in the first place, because she probably felt like her family didn't want them, nobody would keep them, nobody would didn't want to be bothered with them. So I might as well take them with me. Ain't no needing me leaving them here. I think is last despite the father. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That was the next theory I was going to come up with. You said the words right out of my mouth, Juniper. Yeah, and that's really should have been number one. I think a lot of these mothers are committing suicide or killing their children because that's the number one reason. They want to spite the father. They want to hurt the father because it's sad, but a lot of women they don't want a man to separate his love for his kids from her. It's sad, but you got some women, they want the fathers of their children to love them the same way they love their children. And that's not bound to happen. You know, that a man could love the hell out of his children and not have no love or no more uh spiritual, no type of connection with you. A man can absolutely separate that. Women, we're not good at it. That's a good question, Delilah. I think they had different dads because they all have her last name. All of them are McClintons. Now, being that she took twins with her, we already know we know automatically off the jump that they have a father, that they share the same dad. So I don't know if she had an issue with the twins' father. But and the thing about it is, Juniper, he can't really feel bad about that because she had her mind made up. She made that decision, but I'm sure somewhere he's going to blame himself for it. Yeah, these are the twins that she drowned with her. What pisses me off is that something about the yeah, all day long, cool day. Classic. Let's bring this question up again. I got some. Oh, okay, yeah. For sure. But yeah, this is definitely a major problem in a black community. That's why I decided to do this content today. Now I am going to go on live tonight. Probably about 5, 6 o'clock. It all depends. I want to try to do it early. I don't want to do it too late because I got to cook and stuff. But we're supposed to be doing a live panel tonight on side chicks and side babies, women who are intentionally getting knocked up from married men and producing children and expecting main chick benefits. We're going to probably do a link on that probably about 5:30, 6 o'clock, somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah, he's going to always second guess himself, and I mean, what father wouldn't? I mean, it's normal for him to automatically feel like it's something he could have done. But like her oldest daughter said she was feeling lonely. So whatever the case was, she had all her children, but she didn't have a male companion. She didn't have a husband. So I'm assuming maybe she uh was stressed out, she was overwhelmed or whatever. And it's just so sad that, whatever it was she was going through, she didn't give it time. She didn't wait for it to get better. I think I'm Eastern Standard. Put it this way, it's 1:33 p.m. over here. It's 1:33 p.m. right now as we speak. Yeah, it's 1:33. Um, yeah, I don't know why. I mean, she 44 years old. Whatever it was, I don't know why she couldn't wait for the situation to play itself out. She couldn't wait for things to get better. I mostly see younger women who resort to this, but the still to no woman in her age range resorted to suicide. It's kind of mind-boggling that she was resort to this. Um Absolutely. Appreciate it, Turf. Seek righteous counsel, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. I tell you, don't sit up here. Don't have all this pride and act like, oh, I'm a black woman. I got it together. I don't need no help. I'm a black man. I got it together. I don't need no help. I see black men and black women committing suicide. There was a young man who committed suicide on YouTube. Not too long ago. It's becoming an epidemic. We have a lot of suicide going on in the black community. So again, also pay attention to the signs of those who are saying things like, I feel lonely, I feel like I'm by myself. Pay attention to stuff like that. Another thing is, another sign with suicide, if people start giving you things for no reason, it's because they plan on taking themselves up out of here. Somebody just wants to give you a car, give you their car. They're telling you where they're going to keep their money at. They telling you, uh, who they want to keep their kids or something would have happened. They get to talking like that. I'm telling you, don't put it off. Cause if something happened and you said, damn, I seen all the signs and I just didn't think they was gonna go there. It's a lot of people that are emotionally wounded and are emotionally handicapped. So it's very important that you pay attention to signs like that. My sister said she was probably on Facebook watching everyone else enjoy life with their families. Yeah, a lot of that happens. My sister said that's a very good point. A lot of single mothers would not feel. A lot of single moms, they will not admit that. A lot of them are feeling like they're at a disadvantage because they see other women with the fathers of their children. They see other women that are married. They see other women that are they feel like is living their best life, and they're already feeling at a disadvantage. When the truth of the matter is, I know some married women that's getting their ass beat. Yeah, they fought the father of their children with them. They're married, but I know some married miserable women. Even though them and their husband live in a beautiful home, got nice cars, good careers, they just as miserable as anything. Very, very miserable. Yeah, so this is stuff, again, the black community, we don't want to touch on these issues. We do not want to touch on these issues. So anyway, I'm gonna get ready to shut everything down in a few. Also, I plan on doing content on why family doesn't like your spouse sleeping with the enemy. I definitely want to do content on that. I know a lot of people that are married to certain individuals. Um, there are certain certain men and certain families, they're married to people that nobody in a family cannot stand. I know some people they don't their own families will not even deal with him. And I'm gonna check that out, Kujin. There's some families, their families won't deal with them simply because of who they are married to. I definitely want to do a content on that. When your family doesn't like your spouse, it's a lot of that going on within the black community as well. It's a lot of people that are in relationships and their family don't like their husband, don't like their wife, because their spouse has done a lot of disrespectful things to somebody they care about, to somebody they love. For instance, I had a girlfriend of mine, which we don't deal with each other anymore, but she couldn't understand why her family they stopped being close to her. They pretty much stopped dealing with her. They wouldn't reach out to her. after a while, and she couldn't understand that. She couldn't understand why her family wasn't supportive of her, and a lot of it had to do with her husband. Her husband had did a lot of abusive things to her, and they not only knew, they witnessed it, and he basically put a bad taste in their mouth to the point to where every time she would break up with him and then she would get back with him, it pretty much put a bad it dampened the spirit, it dampened the connection with her and her family. And to this day, she never could understand that. And it's a lot of us that are in marriages, and you don't understand why your family will not connect with you. Your family doesn't really reach out to you. It may have everything to do with who your mate is, who is your wife, who is your husband. I lost another dear friend because she was in a very volatile relationship with a husband that was very manipulative. He would never, he was never really a good husband to her. He really took her through a lot, and her family, they would not look out for her because of him. It would be times she would call them and need her family to do a favor for her and things like that, and they just would never do it because they didn't like the fact that she was married to him. They couldn't stand him. So sometimes, depending on who you're married to and your family witnesses the fact that your wife or your husband disrespects you regularly, and no matter what, you are still with them, it kind of causes tension. So anyway, I'm gonna do some content on that another time. But anyway, y'all, it's been real. Hope y'all enjoy y'all 4th of July. Again, to all your single moms out here, seek help. Do not kill yourself. Do not kill your children. Get all the help you can possibly get. Yes, cool, Jen. I'm definitely going to look into that. Anaya Day, Garrett's mother gave police 2 stories of slain girls finding over hours. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for letting me know about that, Cooljan. I'm definitely going to check into that story and see what's going on with that. But yeah, y'all. But anyway, I'm going to go get ready to shut it down. Again, I appreciate everybody who was able to rock out with me doing this live stream. Also, I should be coming on around 6 o'clock, maybe probably 5:30, 6 o'clock. But anyway, I will put the notification up so those who want to join me, Ruby and Kels later, for the side chick, side babies talks, talking about these appetizers that are producing children with married men, yet expecting main chick benefits. We're going to be talking about that. Again, I'm also working on my book, Deceits and Lies Between Black Thighs. I'm working on that as well. Also working on DNA, dick and attention, the broken woman's disease. I'm working on that. So I'm working on a lot of different projects. Again, I appreciate everybody who showed up to my live. Thank you to everybody who donated to the super chat. I'm grateful. I appreciate it and everything. So now I can go get my ingredients for my banana pudding. But again, y'all, it's been awesome. It is your girl, Lady Mocha. Remember, I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth and break you off with the slice of knowledge. And please join us tonight for our live stream talking about side chicks with side babies. Until then, I'll holler at y'all later. Be blessed.